What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. We talk a lot about boutique Blu-ray labels on the channel: Criterion, Indicator, Eureka, Deaf Crocodile. But one of the labels we haven't talked about very much is Kino Lorber. And today, we're gonna fix that because thanks to super viewer Shawn, I have got a ton of Kino Lorber releases to open up. They just had a big Kino Lorber sale on their website. Shawn went overboard and sent me a ton of Kino Lorbers that he saw in my wish list and just other ones that he wanted to recommend to me. Thank you so much, Shawn. I'll be thanking you over and over again throughout this video, but we're gonna open all of these up for you guys, get a good look at some Blu-rays and some new 4Ks from Kino Lorber that he got on sale just this past week. I might have to split this up into two videos. I'm not sure, because these are big boxes. I don't know how many releases are in each of these, but we'll go ahead and start with this first box here, sent over by Shawn. His YouTube name is SLC2466. So if you see him down in the comments, be sure to talk to him down there. He is super knowledgeable about film. He has a huge collection himself. He sent me some things in the past from his personal collection, and he always gives me some great recommendations. So I can't wait to see what he's got in store for me in this box. And I'm going to read some of his notes from the email that he sent me so we can see why he sent me certain things. The first thing in the box is never give a sucker an even break. Now this was in my wish list, I believe, because I have been wanting to check out W.C. Fields. I don't think I've ever seen a W.C. Fields film. That is an area of film history and comedy specifically that I have not experienced. Grace and I did a big deep dive into the Marx Brothers films last year, and then of course I've seen earlier comedies from the silent era like Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, but I have not seen any W.C. Fields films. This is a little bit later. This is 40s, 1941, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. I love this art style on the front. This is a total blind buy for me, but it comes recommended from Shawn, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. I think there's a couple other W.C. Fields in the box as well, if I remember correctly. The next one we have in the box is Hatari, which is a recent 4K that just came out, I think, last year. And it's still got the slipcover on it. Looks great. Love the nice bright yellow color. This is directed and produced by Howard Hawks, which is one reason I'm interested in it. And it's an adventure film. I think it takes place in Africa. It's about big game hunters on the safari. Sounds like a ton of fun. I've heard great things about it. I remember when we talked about it on the live show that I do every Monday night where we go over all the new releases. Lots of people in the live chat recommending this one to me, so can't wait to check that one out. Looking forward to it. Been on my list for quite a while now. Next up in the box, another one that's been on my list for a long time. This is a heavy one. It's Little Fugitive, and it's heavy because it's not just Little Fugitive. It is the collected films of Morris Engel and Ruth Orcin. So several films on here. This was on my radar for a few years now because I saw it in several lists. I like to look at a lot of lists on Letterboxd. Big list guy. And I think at one point I was looking at family films, films to show your kids. I'm always trying to gather more films for my family film collection to show my kids, and Little Fugitive showed up. And I'm not sure exactly what age to show your kids. Maybe if you have some thoughts on that, let me know in the comments below. But I didn't realize when I first saw this that it was a bunch of different films. There's all the films listed back there on the back. It is Little Fugitive, and Lovers and Lollipops, Weddings and Babies, and I Need a Ride to California. So 4 films it looks like, and there's a bunch of short films on here as well. The Dog Lover, The Farm They Won, One Chase Manhattan Plaza, and Peace Is. Television commercials, audio commentary, featurettes, documentary. There's tons of stuff on here. This is an amazing set. Kino Lorber will sneak up on you. They're a very bare bones, like, simple boutique label. They just do normal standard cases. So I feel like a lot of people sleep on Kino Lorber, but they've got some really cool sets. There's some other really cool sets that I like to get, like box sets that they've been putting out recently. I actually just noticed today some other really cool collections that Kino Lorber's put out. There was a Pioneers of African American Cinema box set. There's a Pioneers First Women Filmmakers box set, and the recent Oscar Micheaux, is that how you pronounce his name? The complete collection as well. So they've been doing some big collection box sets recently that I love to get. But that one, Little Fugitive, has been on my list for a while, so very excited about that one. The next one here we have is The Lonely Man, which is one that I'm not familiar with, so this must be a recommendation from Shawn. He says the other 1957 Anthony Perkins Western, so he's talking about The Tin Star, which I just watched recently and absolutely loved. He says, with Jack Palance, plan on getting this one myself to finally watch it. Okay, sweet. I loved The Tin Star. I love Anthony Perkins, and I want to see more films with him in it. Jack Palance, another actor that I have not seen nearly enough of, but I've been on a big Western kick lately, especially from this early period. So I'm excited to check out The Lonely Man. Looking forward to it. That's another great Blu-ray edition with the slipcover still on it. Then we've got The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which I have never seen. I've seen the later 1939 edition. I have not seen this earlier silent film. There's a Flickr Alley release of this, which I did have in my Amazon wish list. I think he said, yeah, he said, I saw the Flickr Alley on your wish list, but this is a nice release as well. 1923, thanks so much for sending that my way. I think the Flickr Alley is maybe out of print at this point, so this is probably my best bet to get this film. This is, of course, based on the Victor Hugo novel. This stars the original Lon Chaney. It's supposed to be an incredible, silent, early, like, monster movie performance. It looks great. I love the visual of silent films, and I love this story. And the 39 film is, like, almost a perfect film, in my opinion. I love that 39 version with Maureen O'Hara, so I'm looking forward to this one. I would love to compare it. Have not seen it. Maybe I'll save it for around October, spooky season time. Pop that one in. Then we've got a double feature here, The Oyster Princess and Meyer from Berlin. What the heck is that, you ask? Well, those are Ernst Lubitsch films, my friend. Ernst Lubitsch quickly becoming my wife and I's, or one of my wife and I's, favorite directors. We've been watching tons of Ernst Lubitsch films the last couple of years, fallen in love with this guy. Mostly his early sound stuff and later color films. Have never seen one of his silent films, and this is a whole collection within Kino Lorber. It's called the Ernst Lubitsch Collection. It says right there at the top. They have several of his early black and white films, his silent films. These are from 1919. Both of these are German films, back when he was making films in Germany, in the German language, silent films. I can't wait to check these out. I want to see how these compare to his later stuff. I love tracking the work of a director over the years and seeing how it changes. I'm right in the middle of doing a big marathon of Pasolini's films right now and seeing how he grows as an artist. So I can't wait, because Lubitsch is way more prolific than Pasolini, and he's got a ton of films. So thank you for those. Next up, we've got, oh, this is fun. This is a fun one. Samson and the Seven Miracles of the World. This was in my Amazon wish list. I remember throwing this in there back when it came out. It's still got the slipcover, which is pretty amazing. I have not seen this film, but I do have a soft spot for sword and sandal films, historical epics, biblical epics. It seems like a fun adventure film. You've got Samson right there on the back, looking ripped. This is from 1961. It is a cult classic. It does have the Kino Cult logo on there down at the bottom before they started their Kino Cult line of films. So I'm sure it's not the most amazing film or anything, but I'm sure I'll have a lot of fun with it. It stars Gordon Scott. And it's Samson, using his super strength, battling armies and stuff. Maybe he's beating someone over the head with a donkey bone. Who knows? I don't know, because I haven't seen it. But thanks to Shawn, I can watch it now and put it back there in the collection. We've also got Houseboat. This is one that I have not seen. This is a recommendation from Shawn. He mentioned in the email that he sent us this because of Cary Grant. Grace is a huge Cary Grant fan, as am I. You also got Sophia Loren in there. Can't go wrong with that duo. A nice little romantic comedy. I love having these in our back pocket whenever we need a light little short breezy film to pop in. If we've had a long day or we don't feel like watching something super academic, these are great just to have fun together, grab a few drinks and watch a lovely Cary Grant film from 1958. So that's super fun. I will thank you for Grace for that one, Shawn. She'll really enjoy that. Jumping back into W.C. Fields' filmography, we've got Mae West in My Little Chickadee. This is another big, famous W.C. Fields film. I haven't seen it. Like I said, I haven't taken the plunge into his stuff yet, but this is a big one. This might be his most famous one? I don't know. I'm not an expert or anything, but I hear a lot about My Little Chickadee. It's a big one, so looking forward to checking that one out as well. Another W.C. Fields classic. And Mae West, another actor who I have not seen enough of. There's a big Indicator box set of her stuff, but I've held off on picking it up because I'm not sure whether or not they'll be for me or not. But maybe I'll do a little research, watch a few of hers, and then maybe pick that box set up eventually. The next one we have here is another Ernst Lubitsch collection, another silent film, another German film, and another one from 1919. It is The Doll. The Doll! What in the world is this about? Is this a horror film? I don't know what this is. It looks like a lot of fun though. I love German silent films. Most of the German films I've seen from this period are like the big German expressionism films, the horror stuff, the genre stuff. I've not seen any of Lubitsch's stuff, and if I know Lubitsch, these are probably sex comedies, because that's what he liked to make. Even up through his Hollywood stuff, he was still making sex comedies. This is from 1919, and then also included in here is I Don't Want to Be a Man from 1918. So 2 films on this as well, another double feature. So much bang for your buck. I'm always excited to add more Lubitsch to the collection. I've run out of Lubitsch films to buy from Criterion, so now I'm on to Kino Lorber. Next one here in the box, and I think we are gonna have to split this up into 2 videos because there's still 6 more in this box, but this one was a huge surprise. I had no idea this even existed until I was flipping through the Kino Lorber sale recently. Had to add it to the wish list because this sounds amazing. Look at this, these are Tintin films. Adventures of Tintin. These are 60s films, I believe from France, and they're based on Tintin, the popular comic character. Like, I didn't even know these existed. I love films from this period based on comic books. I'm a big fan of like classic pulp adventure characters from serials like Flash Gordon or Zorro or later ones like The Rocketeer, but I have not seen any of the Tintin films. I've seen the big Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson film, and I had a good time with that one. That one was fun. They're kind of like Indiana Jones adjacent. I think he goes on little adventures to solve mysteries or riddles or find artifacts. And they look super colorful. Look at the images on the back here. Those look great. 60s colorful comic book adaptations. I'm sold. I'm sold. And it comes with a slipcover too. Look at this. These are amazing. These are from the Kino Classics line. Had never heard of this, but it was included in the sale, so I had to grab it. Very, very excited to check that one out. Those are both nice, breezy 100-minute films, so that'd be a good, fun double feature night. This one is a really interesting one too. This is Moana with sound. This came out in like 2016. Not filmed in 2016 though, that was just to capitalize on the release of the Moana film. But this is a film that was filmed all the way back in 1926, right off of the big popularity of Nanook of the North, which is a documentary about like Eskimos, which is in the Criterion Collection. It's also got a release from Flickr Alley that I just picked up, spoiler alert. I'm gonna be talking about that on the channel soon. This was right off of the popularity of that film because that was a very acclaimed big documentary film. So a couple of directors sailed out to the South Seas and recorded documentary life of the Samoan people. And then later on in 1975, another team went out and recorded an entire new audio track to accompany the film. So this is decades in the making. You've got the original footage from 1926 and then later the audio recording in 1975. So this sounds fascinating. There's also a bunch of supplements on there, special features over there on the left. I love silent films. I've never seen Nanook. I want to watch it. I just picked it up. So this would be a really cool double feature as well, watching these two back to back, one inspired by the other, different parts of the world documented on film in the 1920s. Fascinating stuff. I can't wait to check that one out. That was mentioned on a recent video as well, and Shawn saw that and sent it to me, so thank you so much for that. Then we've got another silent film. Shawn knows me. Shawn knows me well. It's The Phantom of the Opera. This is actually some interesting lore for the channel, if I can get self-indulgent for a second. Lon Chaney in The Phantom of the Opera. They show this every year at my local theater. We have this really cool theater downtown in the Marietta Square that is 100 years old, and they've kept it looking the same, and they show old films there, classic films. They also show silent films every once in a while. And my friend of the channel, works for TCM, John Malahai, he does presentations for the silent films that they show. He always stands up on stage and gives a little, basically TCM presentation, getting people ready for the film. And I went to the showing of The Phantom of the Opera several years ago now, and that was the first time John and I ever saw each other. He saw me from the stage. I was sitting pretty close. It was me, Grace, and a couple friends. He commented on one of my videos afterwards and was like, hey, I think I saw you at the Phantom of the Opera showing. We talked a little bit, coordinated. I went to the next silent film they were showing, which was King of Kings, and we got to meet in person, and the rest is history. Now we're like best friends. He's been on the channel a ton, all because of The Phantom of the Opera. So I wanted to have this in my collection as a good memento, a memory of that, and it's also just a great film. It's a really awesome early horror silent film. I enjoyed it. It's a great watch. I would like to go again, because they do show it every year. Next up, we've got another horror film, another classic horror film from 1945. I don't know how classic it is because I don't know how many people know about it, but it is an older black and white horror film, and it's Dead of Night. And I've heard from Shawn that this is terrifying. This is actually one I was interested in, but it wasn't in my wish list. And it was just a coincidence that Shawn's decided to send it to me. It comes highly recommended from Shawn. He says that it is still terrifying to this day, very unnerving to watch alone, which I can't wait. I'm gonna watch it in October for spooky season. Really looking forward to it. It is like a classic ghost story tale where you've got this group of strangers that gather together and just tell a bunch of different chilling tales of the supernatural. Exactly my kind of thing, my kind of horror film, 1940s. And then we've got just 2 more in this box, and then I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and we'll open the other box in a separate video because I don't want these videos to be too terribly long. But these 2 I'm very excited about. My wife is gonna be very excited about this one. It's Murder on the Orient Express, another Grace pick. She has been wanting to pick this up for a while. She's a huge mystery fan. She loves Agatha Christie. She really liked the recent Kenneth Branagh version of this. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, so I'm looking forward to checking out this original version. This is a 4K release that just came out last year. I've seen it at Barnes & Noble a bunch, but I was waiting for a sale. Now we have it. Here it is in the collection. Still has the slipcover on it. Really looking forward to it. Look at this cast. The cast is insane. They decided to put every single person on the cast because it's such a memorable cast. Couple call outs. Ingrid Bergman is on here. You've also got Sean Connery. You've also got Anthony Perkins, another Anthony Perkins film right here. That's the rest of the cast, if you can see it right there. Huge cast on this one, because that's kind of the point. You've got all these different interesting characters trapped on this train together, and it's a little fun little murder mystery. Whodunit, classic whodunit. Big fan of those kinds of films. And then this one is a DJ pick. The Outside Man, another one that came out last year. I remember talking about this on the live stream. This stars one of my favorite actors, Jean-Louis Trintignant, who is a French actor. I know him from one of my favorite films, My Night at Maud's, Eric Rohmer film, which I have from Criterion in the 6 Moral Tales box set. I also know him from Dino Risi's Il Sorpasso, which I have back there in the Radiance box set right there. He's playing a very similar character, but also a little bit different in that film as well. In this film, he's playing a spy, and I cannot wait to see that. That seems so counterintuitive to what I know from his earlier films. This is later, this is 1972. This seems like a lot of fun, little espionage, spy thriller, maybe kind of a wrong man situation. Still has the slipcover. So happy to have this in the collection. This is maybe the one I'm most excited about. There's a bunch. The 4Ks are exciting. The collections are exciting. There's so much good stuff in here. Thank you so much, Shawn, for broadening my film horizons a little bit, adding to the collection some stuff I can show to the family, some great movie nights I can have with Grace. Thanks to you. Really, really appreciate it. I will get to the second box from you in the next video. So stay tuned for part 2. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking the video, and commenting down below. Make sure you let me know which one of these films I talked about is your favorite. And until next time, keep collecting.